The Whispering Woods and the Lost Lullaby. Chapter 1. The Silent Kingdom, in which we meet Luna, discover why the kingdom has fallen silent, and learn about the missing lullaby. The Kingdom of Melodia was once filled with music until the morning everyone woke up to complete silence. No birds sang, no leaves rustled, and worst of all, no children laughed. 10-year-old Luna, with her silver-streaked dark hair and bright emerald eyes, was the only one who could still hear the faintest whisper of song in the wind. "Grandmother, why has everyone stopped singing?" Luna asked, watching the townspeople shuffle past their cottage, their faces drawn and gray. Old Marigold, the kingdom's former royal songkeeper, pulled her shawl tighter around her shoulders. "It's because the royal lullaby has been stolen, my dear. Without it, the magic that brings music to our land fades with each passing day." Luna's eyes widened. "But who would steal a lullaby?" "The Shadow Witch," Marigold whispered, glancing nervously at the dark woods beyond their garden. 10-year-old Luna, with her silver-streaked dark hair and bright emerald eyes, was the only one who could still hear the faintest whisper of song in the wind. "Grandmother, why has everyone stopped singing?" Luna asked, watching the townspeople shuffle past their cottage, their faces drawn and gray. Old Marigold, the kingdom's former royal songkeeper, pulled her shawl tighter around her shoulders. Chapter 2. The Clockwork Fox, in which Luna meets an unusual companion and receives an enchanted gift. The next morning, Luna discovered a strange creature sitting in her grandmother's garden, a fox made entirely of copper and brass, with gears clicking softly as it tilted its head to look at her. "Hello," the fox said, its voice like tinkling bells. "I'm Tick-Tock, and I've been waiting for someone who can still hear the music." Luna gasped. "You can talk, and you're made of clockwork and magic," Tick-Tock finished, standing up with a whir of gears. "I was created by the toymaker of the northern mountains to help guide the one who could restore music to Melodia." Before Luna could respond, her grandmother came outside, carrying something wrapped in silk. "I've been keeping this safe," Marigold said, carefully unwrapping a delicate silver flute. "It's the moon flute, an instrument that can capture and release melodies. You'll need it on your journey." "Journey?" Luna asked, though in her heart, she already knew the answer. Chapter 3. Into the Whispering Woods, in which our heroes begin their quest and face their first challenge. With the moon flute tucked safely in her satchel and Tick-Tock by her side, Luna set off into the Whispering Woods. The trees seemed to lean in closer as they walked, their branches reaching like curious fingers. "The woods aren't usually this quiet," Tick-Tock observed, his mechanical ears twitching. "Even without the royal lullaby, there should be some sound." Suddenly, they heard a soft crying. Following the sound, they found a young boy sitting on a fallen log, tears streaming down his face. His clothes were made of leaves and bark, and small twigs grew from his hair. "I'm Ash," he sniffled. "I'm a tree sprite, but I've lost my grove's harmony. Without it, I can't find my way home." Luna pulled out the moon flute. "Maybe I can help," she said, bringing the instrument to her lips. Chapter 3. Into the Whispering Woods, in which our heroes begin their quest and face their first challenge. With the moon flute tucked safely in her satchel and Tick-Tock by her side, Luna set off into the Whispering Woods. The trees seemed to lean in closer as they walked, their branches reaching like curious fingers. "The woods aren't usually this quiet," Tick-Tock observed, his mechanical ears twitching. Chapter 4. The Underground Symphony, in which our friends discover a hidden sanctuary and gain an unexpected ally. Escaping the shadow vines, Luna, Tick-Tock, and Ash tumbled down a hidden ravine, landing in a peculiar underground cavern. Crystals line the walls, each one humming with a different note when touched. "It's the Crystal Conservatory," Tick-Tock exclaimed, his copper ears resonating with the crystal's vibrations. "The ancient musicians of Melodia used to practice here." As they explored the glowing cavern, they heard a melodious voice echoing through the chambers. Following it, they found a girl about Luna's age, conducting an orchestra of floating lights with graceful waves of her hands. "Welcome. I'm Aria," she said, turning to face them. Her hair seemed to float as if underwater, and her dress sparkled like starlight. "I'm the last of the Crystal Singers. I've been waiting for someone brave enough to challenge the Shadow Witch." Luna shared their story, and Aria's eyes sparkled with hope. "The royal lullaby isn't just a song, it's the heartbeat of our land. I can teach you how to weave melodies with your moon flute that will help you face the Shadow Witch." Chapter 5. Melodies of Memory, in which Luna learns the power of music and discovers a shocking truth. Under Arya's guidance, Luna practiced with the moon flute while Tick-Tock and Ash helped gather resonant crystals. Each crystal contained a fragment of an ancient song, and when played together, they revealed surprising secrets. "Look," Ash called out, pointing to images forming in the crystal reflections. They showed the Shadow Witch as she once was a young girl named Harmony who had been the royal songkeeper before Luna's grandmother. "She wasn't always wicked," Arya explained softly. "She was cursed by her own fear of losing the music she loved. The curse twisted her heart, making her believe she needed to possess all music for herself." Luna felt a deep sadness as she watched the images. "Then we're not just trying to take back the lullaby, we need to help break her curse." As they prepared to leave the Crystal Conservatory, Arya gifted Luna with a crystal pendant. "This will help amplify your moon flute's power. But remember, the strongest magic comes from the heart's true song." Chapter 6. The Shadows. Sange, in which our heroes face the Shadow Witch in an unexpected way. The path to the Shadow Witch's tower was deceptively beautiful. Dark roses bloomed along the way, each one humming a haunting melody that tried to lull them to sleep. Tick-Tock's clockwork clicking helped keep them alert, while Ash used his connection to the plants to help them navigate safely. Finally, they reached the tower, which spiraled up into the storm clouds above. But instead of finding a fearsome witch, they discovered an empty throne room filled with thousands of captured melodies, each trapped in a glass jar. "Welcome, little music thieves," came a voice like breaking glass. The Shadow Witch emerged from the shadows, but Luna gasped when she saw her face. It was constantly shifting between the young Harmony and an old, twisted version of herself. "We're not here to steal anything," Luna said bravely, raising her moon flute. "We're here to help you remember who you really are." Luna began to play the fragments of melody she'd learned in the Crystal Conservatory. The Shadow Witch raised her hands to cast a spell, but then froze as the music reached her ears. It was her own childhood song, the one she'd sung before fear had taken root in her heart. Chapter 7. The Heart's True Sange, in which transformations occur and friendships are tested. As Luna played, Tick-Tock's gears began to glow with a warm light, and Ash's tree magic created a circle of blooming flowers around them. The Shadow Witch fought against the melody, but with each note, the darkness around her began to crack. "Stop. You'll ruin everything," she cried, but her voice had lost its harsh edge. "If I let go of the music, I'll have nothing left." "That's not true," Luna said between notes. "Music grows stronger when it's shared. That's why the royal lullaby only works when it's sung for others." Arya's crystal pendant began to shine, projecting memories of joy and community from Melodia's past. The Shadow Witch saw herself as young Harmony, sharing songs with children in the village, creating music with friends, and feeling the pure joy of connection. A tear fell from her eye, and as it hit the floor, the darkness surrounding her shattered like glass. Chapter 8. The Returned Lullaby, in which Harmony is restored and new beginnings arise. The transformation of the Shadow Witch sent a shockwave of music through the land. All the captured melodies in their glass jars were released, flying like colorful ribbons of light back to their rightful places in the world. Where the Shadow Witch had stood, Harmony now remained still an adult, but with kind eyes and silver-streaked hair much like Luna's grandmother. Chapter 8. The Returned Lullaby, in which Harmony is restored and new beginnings arise. The transformation of the Shadow Witch sent a shockwave of music through the land. All the captured melodies in their glass jars were released, flying like colorful ribbons of light back to their rightful places in the world. Where the Shadow Witch had stood, Harmony now remained still an adult, but with kind eyes and silver-streaked hair much like Luna's grandmother. You've been creating it all along, with every friend you've made and every melody you've shared. As if to prove her words, music began to flow back into Melodia. Birds resumed their songs, leaves danced in musical breezes, and from the village below, they could hear the first sounds of children's laughter. Tick-Tock's gears hummed a happy tune, and Ash's Grove's Harmony called him home, though he promised to visit often. Arya emerged from a crystal pathway, ready to help Harmony restore the Crystal Conservatory as a place where anyone could come to learn the magic of music. Luna returned home to find her grandmother waiting in their garden, which was now filled with singing flowers. The curse was broken, but more importantly, her heart was healed. The royal lullaby, Luna remembered suddenly. "Where is it?" Harmony smiled gently. "It was never in a jar, dear one. The true royal lullaby lives in the connection between hearts that share the joy of music."